Evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our broadcast tonight here in the USFFL. We've got a triple header of action coming your way. The Atlanta Falcons and the Carolina Panthers are in Carolina. That's already underway. After that, about 30 minutes from now, we're going to have kickoff of a couple of games. We'll have the Steelers at the Raiders and the Chargers at the Broncos as we get 3 games worth of action here on a Tuesday night in the USFFL. Stay tuned. All right, everybody, we're about to jump in and join that game. Hang on for just a second here. All right, links are posted. Let's get rid of my ugly mug. Let's pull our first game up here. Carolina Panthers at home against the Atlanta Falcons. Give me a second while I check a couple other things here. Second down and 11. There's a run good for 5 yards there by Tyler Algier. Third down and 6 here for the Falcons, just into Carolina territory. All right, it does look like we are live and working, so should be good to go here. Third down and 6. Falcons back to pass, and a little button hook goes to Bijan Robinson, and he is short. He did 6, gained 4. It's 4th and 2 at the Carolina 41, and so the Falcons are going to go for it. So a 4th down conversion attempt coming up here in this scoreless game, first quarter. NFC South action in the USFFL. 4th and 2. Defense crashes run. It's flat pass. This goes to Ray McLeod. He's got the catch. Good catch. Inside the 30 and brought down at the 25. Gain of 16 on the play. Receiver wrong column for Ray McLeod. And it's 1st and 10 at the Carolina 25 now. Falcons will stay in their 3 wide receiver set. Panthers run out of a 3-4. They're going to crash run again. Here comes another button hook. Quick pass over the middle to Bijan Robinson out of the backfield. And that goes to Kirk Cousins' card, and just a gain of 2 on that one. Bad break there for the offense. Got receiver on the wrong column for Bijan Robinson. And literally the worst result on that wrong column is the +2 he just got. 2nd and 8. Panthers defense rated very poor against the pass and poor against the run. Tough defense to play with the Panthers. Here's an inside run. Bijan Robinson gets past the nose and into the secondary, but looks like there's a penalty. And they're just going to back it up. 5-yard offsides on the offense. Would have been a short gain, as you probably had guessed. 2nd down and 13 now. Falcons are coached by Zach Kaplan. Panthers are coached by Jess Geller. 2nd and 13 run off tackle, and that's a good run. Bijan Robinson. 1st down yardage, gain of 15 on the play. Into the red zone now. 1st and 10 at the Carolina 13. Bijan Robinson got that on his right column. Robinson, of course, one of the better backs in the league. Here's an off tackle, and Bijan's going to get through, and to the end zone he goes. Touchdown. I said off tackle. It was actually a line buck. Snake eyes for Bijan was +26. And that results in a 13-yard touchdown run for Robinson. Extra point is good. The Falcons lead 7-0. at the 6:36 mark here in the first quarter. Ensuing kickoff, and that's going to be fielded at the 3-yard line, taken out to the 15 and fumbled. It's loose inside the 15, and looks like Carolina has the ball, picks it up, and gains another 3 on it. But bad special teams play there. Fumble by Raheem Blackshear. Panthers still retain possession, though. 1st and 10 at their 17. There's a quick pass, right side to Chatavion Sanders, and he's got a catch, breaks a tackle, and he's out across the 30 and brought down at the 33. Jesse Bates brings him down. Move the sticks, 1st and 10. There's a pitch out, Chuba Hubbard, and good space out there along the sidelines. He's good for 7. 2nd down and 3. Chuba Hubbard's off to a good start. 4 carries, 34 yards. Falcons defensively, very poor against the pass, just like Carolina, but they are average against the run. So a little better against the run than are the Panthers defensively. Here's another off-tackle run, Chuba Hubbard, and he's got a good run again. 1st down yardage. Chuba Hubbard is across midfield for a 15-yard gain at the 45-yard line of the Falcons now. Panthers come into this game 2-3. The Falcons are still looking for their first win on the season. They are 0-5. Safety up close, showing blitz for the Falcons. Back to pass, looking short, that's caught, and a 1st down. Bryce Young hit Tommy Tremble for a 10-yard completion. They're now down to the 35 of Atlanta. From here, field goal range is already at 2 through 6, 11, and 12. For Eddie Pinheiro. Panthers come out in a 2 tight end set. We could see quite a bit of offense in this one with the defenses both being subpar, especially in the pass defense. Panthers coming off a disappointing 1-point loss, 15-14 in Chicago against the Bears. Falcons coming off a 38-21 loss to division rival Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I wonder if maybe our coaches have had a technical glitch of some sort. We do welcome the broadcast. Anthony.
Hey there, Commish.
I can't tell if we're locked up here or what's going on with this game.
But of offense, need something to slow him down. Can you hear me okay?
I think I'm just going to type to him. Let's see what we got here. Nope, looks like I'm the one that's frozen. So let's go ahead and close me out. So, Anthony, you've got a game coming up here in about 17 minutes, as a matter of fact.
I do. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you okay.
Oh, good. Yes, Denver. So that's a challenge. Nicely constructed team is Denver.
Yeah, they're out to a 4-1 start, as are the Chiefs. You've already got one loss to the Chiefs. It's pretty close. Am I crazy to call it a must-win for you tonight?
I don't know. I mean,
it's a little early, but
yeah, I mean, not the best matchup because there's so much pass rush for Denver. So
yeah, they've got a ton of blitz power there in Denver.
Yeah, my strength is short passing and long passing, and without much of an offensive line. So it's not the ideal matchup. Denver is second in the league in sack win percentage, 39%. 2.2 sacks per game is third in the league. And then the offensive line is up at the top as well. Top 5, and just 12% of sacks given up. and the opportunity comes up from the offensive line. So,
Your
yeah.
offensive line is held up okay. You don't have anybody out as far as injury, do you?
Well, no, Alt is back, but 26th in the league at 38% getting through. So that's been a problem. 2.3 sacks per game is 28th in the league. So the offensive line has definitely been, as it should be, it's not good, an issue. No doubt about that. So going to have to overcome that. There's ways, there's ways. There's pathways. He's got Mims out, but you don't lose Mims as a returner. You just lose him as a receiver.
Right.
He's more dangerous as a returner than he is a receiver.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Not an ideal matchup, but doesn't mean.
The Broncos are going to be tough. They put up 52 points a couple weeks ago against might have been the Jets. They put it up against somebody.
Yeah, and they're what, fourth in the league in scoring? Yep, 30.8 per game. Yards though 14th at 347. Their offense has been relying on short pass, long pass, but they got the offensive line to do it. So sure. It's not too surprising, I suppose.
Looks like they're on their third game number here.
Let's take a look at these guys. Well, while you have me here, I can just do a quick peek here. What stands out about Carolina? 2-3, as you say. It's it's pretty good showing so far. What has been the key to Carolina's success? I don't know. Let's see here. Even in turnovers, so that's not it. Coach Geller, number 1 in guessed right on defense, 66%. Nobody calls better defense.
Nobody calls better defense than the Carolina Panthers?
Well, Coach Geller, that's right, 66%.
That's what I mean, yeah.
Yep.
That doesn't surprise me. I've played a lot of games against Jess. He does do a pretty good job at outguessing me. Then again, we've played so many times, I'm probably pretty predictable.
Number 2 in guess margin, 11%. So best at calling defense and also doing pretty good on offense too, keeping people guessing. So that's going to be a recipe for success right there. That means you're coaching real well. Atlanta, I think, is what, 0-5?
Yeah, they are winless at this point.
And they've had some trouble guessing. 31st in the league at 51% on defensive guessing. -7 guess margin is 28th. So that's gonna cause some difficulty. Last in the league in double teams correctly called, 3.6% of double teams.
How does that relate to double teams attempted? Are they high or low on that?
Low. They don't call many. 31st in the league, 5.6 in calls. So they're not losing
low end of attempts as well.
Yeah. So that part isn't hurting them as much. Calling run, 9th highest in the league at 26%.
Yeah, that would make sense. If I had Atlanta's running backs, I think I'd be calling a hell of a lot of run.
Yes. And the offensive line is bleeding. 31st or 32nd in every category. Most 31st sack contests per game. 32nd in sack win percentage. Just won 8% of sack contests on defense. I'm talking. So defense. I'm sorry, not offensive line. The defense can't get to the quarterback at all. Big problem there. And Atlanta's kind of famous for having a poor pass rush, so it makes sense.
Yeah, and having no pass rush is kind of devastating at times.
Yeah,
it can be really a killer. Yeah, so far I'm having trouble getting into their game, is what it looks like. I'll give it just a second longer here, and we'll try one more time.
Couple injuries there that you probably noted already. Caden Ellis and Hodge both out for Atlanta.
No, I got the tech issues with them so quick in this game. By the time I got set up and got in, Tech issues were prevalent enough that I hadn't even gotten into the injuries yet. We were getting ready to get there.
Hayden Ellis out 2 weeks. Kadero Hodge, third wide receiver, out 6 weeks. Then for Carolina, we got David Moore, third wide receiver, out 5 weeks. And Chow Smith Wade, first defensive
David
back.
Moore's a big injury.
Yeah.
Yeah, David Moore is definitely a big injury at wide receiver.
Looks like Carolina's really tight in the overusage. Jalen Coker sitting at 149. Chuba Hubbard at 132. Bryce Young at 133. So some tightness there. Be help to get out to a big league and lead and sit those guys down if Carolina can pull it off.
All right. Well, at this point, I just sent the coaches a message to see if they can't help us get in, but right now I'm unable to locate their game with the game number provided. So we'll see what they say. Your game is kicking off in 9 minutes, as well as the Steelers and Raiders. That's the entire AFC West kicking off tonight, other than myself.
Let's see if I can get in that game. Just curious. Maybe it's them. Maybe it's you, right? Let's see here.
Yeah. He's giving me the same game number. I'm currently restarting my computer because I glitched out. Okay.
Yeah, I can't get in either, so yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right. Okay.
You're looking at two once you get this game back. Both these teams are top 5 in the league in propensity to run. Carolina's 4th in the league. 46% of the time they've been running. And unsurprisingly,
47, did you say 47%?
46%.
Yeah, Chuba Hubbard had a great year last year.
Sure did. And then, of course, the Atlanta backs, 5th in the league at 45% running. And it has not hurt Carolina that they rank 3rd in the league in luck ranking right now. Let's see, they've picked up 78% of all fumbles fumbled. That helps. When it's a 50% chance and you're getting 78%, the ball's bouncing your way.
Yeah, no doubt. That is, as always, prime research from you, Anthony. Good stuff.
I just thought I'd fill some time here for you.
That stuff. More amazing to me than you have it is just how quickly you can reference it.
It's all packaged in a little dossier.
All right.
What else we got here? Bijan Robinson leads the league in off-tackle attempts at 56. Is that right? Yeah. No. Yeah. 56. Leads the league. Number 1. Anybody else? Let's see. Chuba Hubbard. Chuba is spreading out a little bit. He's 43 line bucks, 51 off tackles, top 5 in both categories. So some inside runners there.
All right. So let's go see if we can't check out the other game now.
Okay. Steelers Raiders.
This one should be kicking off, or probably has already kicked off. First place, Pittsburgh Steelers. Out in Sin City to play the Las Vegas Raiders. And we're in, still scoreless. Less than 2 minutes into the game. Pittsburgh on their opening possession. They've had 3 plays and 1 first down. They're facing a 3rd and 1, and there's a reverse that gets a couple yards lost. Interesting call there by a Super Bowl victorious coach from a few years ago, Peter Shibley. He coaches the Steelers. That reverse forces a 4th and 3 at the Vegas 47. And Coach Shibley, discretion the better part of valor, is going to get the boot. And a nice punt out at the 4-yard line. Very nicely done there by Corliss Waitman. And Vegas will take over 1st and 10 at their own 4-yard line, their first possession of the game. Vegas is coached by Paul Conti. And the Steelers, as we said, are coached by Peter Shibley. Here's an inside run. Alexander Madison, he's going to get just a couple. Credit Coach Shibley on a short yardage run defense to limit that one. 2nd and 8. 3 wide receivers split out here for the Raiders. Gardner Minshew's the quarterback. Alexander Madison the tailback. Steelers in a nickel. Steelers have an excellent run defense and an average to good pass defense. Minshew out of the shotgun. There's a flat pass. That goes to a double-teamed receiver, but penalty wipes it away. And that's going to be against the offense. Back them up a little bit more. It's 2nd and 11 now, back at the 3-yard line.
Looks like we're about to kick here. Game
All
number
right,
coming
Anthony,
in just a
thank
second.
you for stopping in as always. We'll probably talk to you a little later. Either way, good luck in your game tonight, my friend.
Sounds good. Appreciate it.
All right, take care. That was Anthony Tangora, head coach of the Los Angeles Chargers. And oh my, we have a safety. From their own 3-yard line, the Vegas Raiders tried a flat pass, and on the defensive card 10, -4. Alex Highsmith, the linebacker, tackled Trey Tucker in the end zone, and the Steelers draw first blood on a safety. They're up 2-0 on Las Vegas. So the Raiders' first offensive possession fails miserably as they're tackled in their own end zone. After the free kick, Steelers now with the ball, 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. 2 tight end. Freiermuth and Washington are the bookends. Here's a pitch out, right side. It's going to Najee Harris, and he's good for 5 on the play. Penalty, however, is the defense offside, so they'll take the penalty, save the carry, and it's 1st and 5, Pittsburgh from their 33. Justin Fields at quarterback for the Steelers. He's in a pistol formation, blocking back set. Vegas defense in a 4-3. Defense crashes run, back to pass, looking short and no good, incomplete. Fields trying to connect with George Pickens on that one. Missed it on the defensive card. Interception split roll. It was almost picked. 2nd down and 5. Two tight end set. Fields out of the pistol again. Field, no doubt, dangerous with his legs. A couple of short gains on in run. Not as dangerous as you might think last year. Here's an off tackle, left side, Jalen Warren, and he plows ahead for 4. So that leaves a little work to do. It's 3rd down and 1 for the Steelers. Las Vegas Raiders defense ranks average against the run. They rank average to poor against the pass. 2 tight end set here. Fields out of the pistol. He's got Najee Harris beside him. Defense crashes run. It's a flat pass. Screen goes out to the tailback. Najee Harris. Fields gets the yardage on his card, sets up a yak opportunity, and good extra yards there from Najee as he crosses midfield with a 16-yard reception. That'll move the sticks. Now from the Raiders' 47-yard line. Here's an off-tackle run. Najee Harris, and he stood up quickly. Max Crosby brought him down with his second tackle. It's 2nd down and 10 now for the Steelers. Here's an end run. Justin Fields going around the edge to try to get the corner, and he's got room, and he's up the sideline. Nice run there for Fields. Brought out of bounds at the 31-yard line, but not before a 16-yard run there. Quarterback calling his own number. Got it on the defensive card as it happens. End run 7 on that defensive card. 1st and 10 now. Steelers at the 31-yard line. Inside run, Najee Harris, and he's got a couple. His 4th carry for 11 yards. 2nd and 8. From the 29-yard line right here, that would be a 2 through 9 and 12 field goal. So already pretty good range for Chris Boswell. Blocking back set. Staying out of the pistol, back to pass, looking deep, and he's doubled and incomplete. Great call there by the defensive coach. Paul Conti doubled up on the tight end. And Freiermuth was trying to get deep. Would have been receiver in the one-man column. 3rd down and 8 now for the Steelers. 3 wide receivers split out now. Austin and Jefferson split out wide. George Pickens in the slot. Raiders safety Trevon Mooring up close showing blitz. They're out of a 4-2-5. Here's an all-out blitz. It's run off tackle left. Jalen Warren, and he beats the nose, and he comes up a couple yards short. 4th and 2, gain of 6. At the Vegas 23, out comes Chris Boswell. They're going to go ahead and kick it. 2 through 9 and 12. It's good. And I say 2 through 9 and 12. He rolled a 10. He got the variable he needed to move it to 2 to 10, and that ended up being the difference. So variable saves the day. Steelers on a field goal from Boswell now are up 5-0. Again, the Steelers got a safety right away on the Raiders' first drive. This now the Raiders' second drive will begin at their own 33. They're down 5-0. Let's go ahead and check out and see what's going on around the league. Carolina game appears to be up and running again. I'm going to get rid of the pass rush right now. Just too much going on. Atlanta watch. All right, 7-7 game here, Atlanta and Carolina. We already knew about the Bijan Robinson touchdown run, but we've also had a 6-yard touchdown pass, Bryce Young, to tight end Tommy Tremble. And that tied it up. And that was not long ago. Falcons now with the ball, 3rd and 8. From their own 47, back to pass, short, and it's going to be a dump off instead. This goes to the flat now to Kyle Pitts. And he's got the catch, but not enough. 4 yards. Falcons have a 4th and 4 at the Carolina 49. So they're across midfield just barely. But on 4th and 4, they're going to punt it away. Bradley Pinion coming on to punt. And here we are. There was a penalty, backing them up 5 yards, and Pinion's going to punt again, now on 4th and 9. They'll punt it away now instead of the coffin corner he was going to do. 50-yard punt. Looks like that's down to the 4-yard line. Raheem Blackshear is unsettling underneath it. He fumbled one earlier. This time it's a little short return, just 4 yards. And the Panthers will take over at their own 8. Final minute of the first quarter. This game is tied 7-7. Let's get the Broncos-Chargers game working. We'll call this the USFFL Red Zone tonight, covering all 3 at once. Provided the tech keeps cooperating. Broncos are already up on the Chargers, 7-0. J.K. Dobbins just had his first carry for a 17-yard run for the Chargers. This game is in Denver. Broncos punted on their first drive. It looks like they've had 2 drives. LA fumbled on the kick, apparently, originally. 3 plays, 7 yards was that touchdown drive. So, tough break for the Chargers. They must have fumbled a kick. They're down 7-0. 1st and 10 Chargers. Just across midfield at the Denver 48. Chargers, coached by Anthony Tangora. That would be the broadcast admin for the USFFL. Recent USFFL Super Bowl champion. He is up tonight against David Kukofka. Off tackle run, Dobbins, and he's going to go for 4. Defense called run. Good thing. If you're a Broncos fan, as that saved a 61-yard reading for J.K. Dobbins. 2nd down and 6. Dobbins out. Gus Edwards in at tailback now for the Chargers. Chargers are 1-3 on the seasons. The Broncos are 4-1. So the Chargers have already lost to the Chiefs, who are 4-1. And they're facing the Broncos tonight. They're going to really need this one. Here's a look-in pass. Quick one to Lab McConkey, and he's got a catch, and just enough for a 1st down. Brought down at the 38-yard line of Denver. First and 10 now. 3 wide receivers split out. Quentin Johnson in the slot. Safety up close. Shows blitz for the Broncos. That's Devin Key. Here's a 1st down run off tackle, Gus Edwards, and he goes left side for 3 yards. It'll be 2nd and 7. Chargers will stay in that 3 wide receiver set. Still 2 running backs. Gus Edwards is in the deep eye. Broncos are in a 3-4 defense. As we alluded to earlier, they've got a good blitz. Here's a look-in pass. 2 men in zone and incomplete. Nice call there, Coach Kukofka. doubled up a couple of flats there, including the look-in. White die took us to the defensive card. You get the automatic incomplete, and it's 3rd and 7. From the Denver 35-yard line. From right here, Chargers field goal would be at a 2 through 9, all the way out to the 42, so with some variable risk or some variable breakage, I guess you might say. 3 wide receivers. Broncos in a nickel. It's a draw, off tackle, and Dobbins gets just 4, and it's 4th and 3 at the 31-yard line, so that'll bring Dicker out. Cameron Dicker, the kicker, from 48 yards is up and good. And the Chargers put the notch on the scoreboard with a field goal. They now trail the Broncos 7-3. 6:54 to go, first quarter. Broncos up 7-3, take over 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line. Let's come out to Carolina. When we last left, Panthers had possession. Panthers went 9 plays, 3 first downs, but had to punt. Game still tied, 7 apiece. Falcons from their own 31. Here's an offensive motion penalty. Back the Falcons up. It's 1st and 15 at their own 26. Raiders are approaching the red zone. 1st and 10 at the Pittsburgh 36. We'll keep an eye on that one. In fact, let's go there now. Alexander Madison. Line buck wrong, but he gets only a yard. Second down and 9. Gardner Minshew out of the shotgun. Here's a flat pass left side. Goes to Jacoby Myers. 2 men in zone and nothing doing. Nice call there by Pittsburgh coach Peter Shibley. Sets up a 3rd and 9 for the Raiders. They're at the 35 of Pittsburgh. Steelers are up 5-0. From right here, the field goal attempt would be a 2 through 7, 11 and 12 for the Raiders. Gardner Minshew wants to convert, though. 3 wide receivers split out. From the shotgun, back to pass, looking deep, going to DJ Turner, and no good, incomplete. Minshew couldn't hit him on his card. 4th and 9 from the 35, and that's going to bring out the kicker. Daniel Carlson from 52 yards. It is up, and it is good. Daniel Carlson nails it. 2 through 7, 11 and 12. Got the 11. Now trade. The difference is that safety earlier. Almost the end of the first quarter there in that one. Let's go back to Carolina now. We've just had an injury to Jake Matthews. Falcons are facing a 3rd and 10 just across midfield. Yeah, Jake Matthews, who just got hurt, is a left guard, pass block 7. Run block 4. I knew that was a good blocker, so we need to see how long Jake Matthews is out for the Falcons. Nickel defense here from the Panthers. Jake Matthews is out for the rest of the game. He will be back next week. There's a run up the middle for the Panthers, and it's good for 5 yards, so they didn't get enough. I'm sorry. For the Falcons, I apologize. So the Falcons now have a 4th and 5 at the Carolina 44. They're out of field goal range. So here's an interesting call. They're going to go for it. 7-7 tie. 9 minutes left, second quarter. Falcons 4th and 5 at the Carolina 44. Blocking back set. You've got Bijan Robinson as your tailback. Kirk Cousins under center. Back to pass. He's looking short. Gets it off, going to Drake London, and he's got the catch and 15 yards and a first down. Drake London with a 6-7 roll beats a 5 cornerback with a 6 on the white die for a Huge completion on fourth down to the 29-yard line now, off tackle run, and this time the Panthers stand up Algier for just a 1-yard gain, 2nd and 9. Falcons now at the 28-yard line, 3 wide receivers split out. Ray McLeod is in the slot. Panthers look run defensively. It's a look-in pass. This goes to Darnell Mooney. Receiver opportunity for him. Catch made, and he's ahead for a first down. Brought in by Darnell Mooney. A 10-yard gain. So now into the red zone. The Falcons 1st and 10 at the 18-yard line. Just over 7 minutes left here, first half, and run. And Bijan Robinson brought down quickly. Gain of 2 on the play. Right tackle Caleb McGarry failed to spring him with a block there. 2nd and 8. Panthers in a 3-4. Another run call off tackle. This goes to Algier, and nothing doing. 4 on the white die. Not good enough to break the nose tackle for Carolina. So 3rd and 8 now for the Falcons. 3 wide receivers split out. This time it's Drake London in the slot. Back to pass. Here's a quick button hook over the middle to Bijan Robinson. He's got A-rated yak. The yak is indeed set up by the quarterback Cousins. And a bad roll for Bijan, and that is incomplete. So 4th and 8, the Falcons are going to have to go for a field goal. Younghoe Koo from 33 yards is up and good. And at the 5:24 mark of the second quarter, the Atlanta Falcons have moved ahead of the Carolina Panthers by a score of 10-7. We head back out now to Denver, where the Broncos are winning at home on the division rival Chargers, 7-3. Chargers have the ball. They're 3rd and 7 at their own 42. 2 tight ends set. Off tackle draw. Defense calls run. Nice play there. Coach David Kukofka with a nice call on Broncos defense. That's going to force a punt from the Chargers. J.K. Scott. 49-yard punt. That's going to go back to the 9. Marvin Mims settles underneath it, and he'll fair catch it there. And the Broncos will begin at their own 9. They're still up 7-3. Chargers, as we mentioned earlier, coming off a loss to the Chiefs, 28-7. The Denver Broncos a week ago beat the Raiders 21-17. Here's a screen pass. Javonte Williams, he's got it, and ahead for 5 yards. Second down and 5 from their 14 now. 3 wide receivers, 2 running. It's Jaleel McLaughlin now behind Bo Nix. Paul Conte's Raiders in a 3-4. It's not Paul Conte's Raiders. I apologize. They're playing the Steelers on another network. 1 second. Here's a pitch out. Jaleel McLaughlin, and that's going to be a neutral zone infraction. Dead ball. And that'll be a 5-yard mark-off on a first down for the Broncos. So they'll get a new set of downs now from their 19-yard line. Chargers defense rated average to poor against the runs and average against the pass. Nix back to pass, and he's forced to scramble with it around the right side and brought down quickly. Must run snuffed out fast by Otito Agbonia. And it's 2nd down and 8. Chargers safety, Eloy Gilman up close showing blitz. Broncos out of a 2 tight end set. Back to pass, Nix. Here's a quick button hook over the middle. This goes to his tailback, Javonte Williams. And 6 on the white die, and Williams ahead for a first down and more. Out across the 35, across the 40, and finally brought down at the 44. Gain of 23 yards as that went to the defensive card, 0-man column. And Bo Nix and the Broncos are now 1st and 10 at their own 44-yard line. Just the 3rd completion of the game for Bo Nix. Jaleel McLaughlin with a off-tackle run. Good for just 2 yards. And couldn't make the block. 2nd and 8 for the Broncos. Another run off tackle. Left side, this time Javonte Williams, and nothing doing. Brought down behind the line of scrimmage. Tuli Tuipulotu. As the Chargers had a man in the zone, and that linebacker hit him behind the line of scrimmage for a 2-yard loss. 3rd down and 10 now for the Broncos. Alohi Gilman up close, showing blitz again out of the safety slot. Bo Nix with 4 wide receivers split out now. Full spread formation. He's in the pistol. He's got some wheels, of course. Beside him is Javonte Williams. Broncos are 1 for 3 on 3rd down so far. Here's a screen pass. Goes to the left side. Linebacker is there. The defensive card we go, and linebacker can't make the play. Javonte Williams shakes him off and is across midfield and not brought down until the 42-yard line. Linebacker in zone, extra short gain, and a 4 on the white die was plenty to get past Tuipulotu. So a play ago, Tuipulotu's run rating was good enough to stuff the defense behind the line of scrimmage. 1 play later, he gives up the 3rd down completion on just a 4 on that white die. Broncos now 1st and 10 at the Vegas 42 as we've reached the 2nd quarter in Denver. Broncos still driving. They're up 7-3. 3 wide receivers, 2 running backs. Jordan Humphrey and Cortland Sutton to the left. Devon Vele to the right. Here's a pitch out. Run to Javonte Williams, and he loses yardage. Nice call on the defense. Coach Tangora was calling run on that one, and Khalil Mack broke through for a 3-yard loss. So 2nd and 13 now. Update from Vegas. Pittsburgh now leads the Raiders 12-6. 8:06 left, 2nd quarter. 2nd and 13, back to pass. Nix looks deep. Nobody home. He's going to little Jordan Humphrey, and that pass is going to be caught. Little Jordan Humphrey is gone. Touchdown. Bo Nix to little Humphrey Jordan. A touchdown pass of 45 yards. And the Broncos have opened up a 2-score lead at home on their division rival, the Los Angeles Chargers. 13-3 extra point pending. Will Lutz sets up. Still waiting on the extra point. We'll come back. Chargers are losing now to the Broncos, 13-3. Let's go back and check out Las Vegas, Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh with the ball. They're at their own 37, 3rd and 6. Here's a dump off pass in the flat, and that's going to be caught. Good for a first down out near the 50. Gain of 12 on the play. That's Justin Fields hit Najee Harris. So 1st and 10 now at the Pittsburgh 49-yard line. Flat pass, left side. Linebacker is home, and it's a catch of 5 yards for Pickens. George Pickens with the catch. 2nd down and 5. Short yardage crash defense and a good play there. Loss of a yard. Nice call by the Raiders. Najee Harris brought down behind the line of scrimmage. So 3rd down and 6 now for Pittsburgh. Three wide receivers split out on this play. Najee Harris had a 10-yard touchdown reception from Justin Fields to make it 12-3 before Daniel Carlson got a field goal to cut it to 12-6. That's where we are right now. 3rd and 6. Out of the pistol formation, end run, and 5 yards. And that's the best reading possible. The defense called run and sniffed it out. 4th and 1. Justin Fields, lucky he didn't lose yardage on that one, but he got 5 yards. Best reading on that end run right column. And it's 4th and 1. Steelers with a chance to go for it here. From the Vegas 42, 2 tight end formation. Najee Harris is the tailback. Fields is under center this time. 4-3 here from Vegas. Short yardage defense, off tackle run, and brought down behind the line of scrimmage, but a personal foul against the defense. Defense made the play and the stop, but in the end, it didn't matter. Personal foul marks off 15 yards. And the Steelers are now 1st and 10 at the 28-yard line of Vegas. Justin Fields, 1st down screen pass. This one's going to Najee Harris. He's got the catch and good space. Makes a man miss. And he's up the right sideline inside the 20 and down to the 14. Gain of 14 yards and a 1st down on that one. 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Najee Harris, just 7 rushes for 14 yards, but 5 catches out of the backfield leads the Steelers with 51 yards in this game. 1st down run off tackle, Jalen Warren, and he plows ahead for 5 yards. 5 on the white die, too good for the defensive tackle, Adam Butler. 2nd and 5 now at the 9-yard line. Clock ticking down to 5 minutes remaining before halftime. Steelers trying to extend on their 6-point lead. 3 wide receivers split out. Calvin Austin and George Pickens to the left. Van Jefferson to the right. Raiders safety shows blitz out of a 4-2-5. Back to pass. Fields looks, throws short, going to George Pickens. That pass is caught. Touchdown, Steelers! Justin Fields got receiver on the defensive card, and George Pickens on his right column converted on that one. And the Steelers are going to go for 2. They're up by 12 right now. They're going to try to extend it to 14. Steelers coming to this game 3-2 and in 1st place in the AFC North. Looking good in the first half to build on that lead. Again, 2-point conversion attempt. Fields is out of the pistol this time. Najee Harris to his right, blocking back set. Raiders in a 4-3. Back to pass. Fields going to try to get it through the air. Rolls to his right, looking short to the end zone. Pickens, he's got it. And that's a 2-point conversion. Justin Fields looking good here. Pittsburgh goes up by 14 points, 20-6. With 4:30 to go here in the second quarter, Raiders will take over now. Down by 2 scores. They're at their own 29. Justin Fields on the day, 11 of 16 for 104 yards. He's having a good day, and he's a perfect 2 for 2 in the red zone. See if we can't figure out what's happening here. In the NFC, may have to come back, see if that one's frozen. Let's go back to Denver, where it's still 14-3. There's a long pass to Quentin Johnson and incomplete. But a penalty, and Denver was flagged for pass interference. That's a 24-yard mark-off. And the Chargers, who are trailing 14-3 in Denver, are now just outside of the red zone, 1st and 10 at the Broncos' 21-yard line. Coach Tangora. And the Chargers, 3 wide receivers splitting out. 2 running backs on the field. It's Gus Edwards, the tailback. Broncos safety Devin Key shows blitz. They're out of a 3-4. And I think we may have just had a touchdown in Pittsburgh, or I should say in Vegas. And it looks like we did. The Raiders were trailing by 2 touchdowns with just about 4 minutes left. But they got a big play. How about a 48-yard touchdown pass from Gardner Minshew to his tailback, Alexander Madison? So with 3:18 to go before halftime, the Raiders cut into the lead. Steelers are still up 20-13 with the ball at their own 30. Looks like the Carolina game is frozen up. We will have to restart that one. Chargers now 3rd and 5 at the Denver 16. So big play here. They're trailing 14-3. A field goal would technically get it to a 1-score game at 8 points. But you know, Coach Tangora is looking for more. Coach Kukafka and his defense sits in a nickel on this 3rd and 5. Safety is free. He's going to double team Quentin Johnson. It's a pass to Lab McConkey. He's doubled by a linebacker. That pass is caught. McConkey gets it, and it's a 1st down, 11-yard completion. That was on the quarterback card, so it did indeed, despite being just a linebacker, go to the double team card or the double team column, and Lab McConkey still brought it in. Nice pass there, Justin Herbert, and it's 1st and goal on the 5-yard line. Broncos crash run, back to pass. Herbert, short, no good, incomplete. That went to the defensive card of the Broncos. Broncos are good to excellent defense against the run and good defense against the pass. 2nd and goal at the 5. Broncos, 3-4 showing blitz. Chargers go to a full house. So Edwards and Dobbins both in the backfield now. Inside run, Gus Edwards, and that's going to be a penalty. And the Chargers are going to have to back up 5 more yards. Dead ball foul. 2nd and goal at the 10. It's like I've added Anthony, which doesn't make a lot of sense.
Hello.
Sorry about that. I'll pull you out of the broadcast. So we're back here, 2nd and goal at the 10. Blocking back set. Coach Kukofka has his safety showing blitz again. A lot of double teaming going on of the receiving core, and it's a draw. Off tackle, Gus Edwards, and he pops the right number on the defensive card of Denver, and into the end zone he goes. 10-yard touchdown dive to Gus Edwards. Nice break there if you're a Chargers fan. And a big touchdown in this game. Extra point from Dicker. Wipe it away with an offensive penalty. He'll have to back up 5 yards and try it again. But Dicker, the kicker, shanks it anyway. Look at that. Dicker misses the extra point. And so that'll keep it 9 points. 14-9, a 5-point lead. Denver over Los Angeles. 7:48 to go in the second quarter. All right, let's look and see if we can't get that Carolina game back up. And here we are. Falcons now up 17-7. We're in the third quarter. 17-7 was the halftime score. 9:36 to go. Falcons up by 10. Early third quarter. They have it 2nd and 8 at the Carolina 48. Back to pass. Cousins looks short, and he's forced to dump it off. Little pressure, and he puts it into the flat. This one's going to Bijan Robinson, and he's got the catch and a short 4-yard gain. Only half of what he needed, so 3rd down and 4 at the Carolina 44. Back to pass Cousins. This time he looks deep. Safety was double teaming on the tight end. We've got an empty zone. Pressure, though, forces him to dump it off. 3rd and 4, looking to get some yardage. This one goes, and it's caught and good for 7 yards. Bijan Robinson out of the flat with the catch. Move the sticks. 1st and 10 now at the Carolina 37. Off tackle run there and clipping play against the Falcons on offense. That's a 15-yard penalty. That'll back them up to their own end of the field. 1st and 25 Falcons at their own 48. 7th penalty of the game for the Falcons. Carolina has outgained the Falcons 279 to 247 in this game. Carolina does have the game's only turnover. Here's an off tackle, Bijan Robinson, and he's got good yardage. There is a penalty as he gets a big run and a 15-yard face mask on top of that. That was an 18-yard run, a 15-yard penalty, a 33-yard gain net. And the Falcons, just like that, are into the red zone. 1st and 10 at the Carolina 19. They're already up by 10 points. 2 tight end set. Cousins back to pass. Looks short. This one's going to McLeod. He's got the catch and a 1st down. Gain of 12, 1st and goal. 1st and goal at the 7 for the Falcons. Kirk Cousins, 13 of 18 for 122 yards so far. Back to pass he goes, and he's brought down. Sack on the play. Jadeveon Clowney gets to him. Loss of 6. And that makes it 2nd and goal at the 13 for the Falcons. 3 wide receivers split out. Panthers gets run, back to pass. Looking for a short pass. This one's going to the halfback, and Robinson cannot bring it in. Defensive card of the Chargers. Good enough on a split roll to hold it off. It's 3rd and goal to 13. And I said Chargers. I meant split roll there. Defense of the Panthers held them off. Running 3 games at once. That's the 2nd time I've called out the wrong team name that I know of. So big 3rd and goal here on the 13. Back to pass. Cousins out of the shotgun. Looking short. And he's forced to dump it off. This one's going to Ray McLeod in the flat. And Ray McLeod has the catch. And he's got some space inside the 10, the 5. Touchdown, Falcons. Ray McLeod gets it into the 0-man column. And it's a 13-yard touchdown pass from Cousins to Ray McLeod as the Atlanta Falcons in Carolina have extended to a 3-score lead. Extra point by Younghoe Koo is up and good. And with 6:36 to go in the 3rd quarter, the Atlanta Falcons, seeking their first win of the season, are up on Carolina 24-7. Now in Pittsburgh, it looks like the Steelers got another touchdown to go up 27-13. And now an interception as well for Pittsburgh. And this is all before halftime. Pittsburgh has 22 second quarter points. They're up 27-13. And after an interception there, they're now 1st and 10 at the Vegas 37-yard line. So Gardner Minshew. Raiders now have a fumble and an interception. 2 turnovers to 0. There's a pitch out, Cordell Patterson, and he's going to get just 2 yards. Tackled inbounds. Steelers do have 3 timeouts left. And they'll burn their first one here. 2nd and 8 at the 35. That stopped the clock with 45 seconds left. Standard blocking back set offensively for the Steelers. Raiders in a 4-1-6 dime. So they'll give the run for sure here if the Steelers want to take the yards. And why not? Pitch out. And that goes to Najee, 5 yards. He doesn't get out of bounds, however, so I think the Steelers are likely to burn their second timeout. And they do indeed. That stops the clock with 37 seconds left before halftime. Steelers now with 1 timeout. 3rd and 3. They're at the 30-yard line. From right here, it'd be a 2 through 9 and 12. No variable risk at all. Unless you had an 11-yard plus sack, I guess. Raiders once again in a 4-1-6 dime. So another pitch out coming. Jaylen Warren around the edge. He goes for 7 and a first down. He gets out of bounds that time. That'll preserve the timeout. Stops the clock with 30 seconds. Steelers now 1st and 10 at the 23 of the Raiders. And I don't know about the Raiders sitting back in that 4-1-6. Then again, I guess you're already in field goal range. Steelers stay in there, blocking back set. We'll see if Coach Shibley wants to run again. I don't know why he wouldn't. Defense calls pass because they have to. Here's the pitch out. Najee Harris around the edge, and he's got room. Najee Harris has a first down and more up the right sideline and out of bounds at the 9. 1st and goal at the 9. That stops the clock with 22 seconds left. Steelers still have 1 timeout. Methinks the Raiders may have gone to a prevent defense a little early. Steelers already up by 2 touchdowns. They're on the verge of putting up another one here in the first half. 1st and goal from the 9. Back to pass. Looking short. Brought down. Sack. Big sack on the play. Raiders get to him. Adam Butler, a 12-yard loss. And it's all of a sudden 2nd and goal at the 21-yard line. And on that one, the defense takes a timeout. The Raiders took a timeout on that one. And I'm not sure why. There's 50, stops the clock for the Steelers with 15 seconds left. It's an interesting call. 4 wide receivers split out now for the Steelers. 2nd and goal at the 21. They still have their one timeout left. Button hook, nobody home. This goes to Najee Harris, and Najee's got the catch, and he's ahead for a gain of 9. And he's tackled inbound. Steelers are going to have to burn their last timeout. Here comes the field. Actually, the defense took that timeout. Here comes the field goal kicker, and Boswell nails it. Chippy field goal there, and the Steelers improve to a 30-13 lead just before halftime, and a kickoff by the Raiders runs off the rest of the time. I said just before halftime, we go to the third quarter now in Vegas. The Raiders at home getting throttled by Pittsburgh. 25 second quarter points for the Steelers, and they're up 30-13. Let's check out the West Coast action. They go to the fourth quarter. First of all, on the East Coast, they go to the fourth quarter. Atlanta at Carolina. Still a 17-point lead, 24-7. Falcons are up in Carolina, and they have the ball around midfield. We've reached the 2-minute warning in Denver. It's still 14-9. Broncos on top of the Chargers. Broncos have the ball, 1st and 10 at their own 18-yard line. So we'll see how aggressive Coach Kafka wants to be. Coach Kukafka, apologies. He will split out 3 wide receivers here. Defense looking pass. It's off tackle. Crosses him up. This goes to Javonte Williams, and Javonte to the defensive card, and a good run. Into the secondary he goes. Big gain, actually. 19-yard pickup. Denver gets out to their own 37 quickly. Clock runs down to 1:37 left, first half. Javonte Williams, his first good carry of the day, 23 yards rushing now. 3 wide receivers split out again. Broncos and Chargers, both teams have all 3 timeouts. Chargers set up in a nickel. There's a flat pass, right side. Linebacker in zone is Khalil Mack. This goes to Troutman. Yak opportunity set up for him. And Troutman's got a catch in good yards, but a penalty is going to wipe that away. That was against the offense. 5 yards, and it's 1st and 15 now. Broncos at their own 32. Again, 3 wide receivers split out for the Broncos. Chargers in a nickel. Back to pass. Looking deep. 2-man in zone and incomplete. Good call there by Coach Tangora. And I just realized I am on camera. I'm going to need to do something about that. 1 second here. You're not here to see me. All right, there we go. So after that incompletion, it's 2nd and 15 for the Broncos at their own 32. Flat pass right back to Troutman, other side. This time he catches it, and good yardage. 1st down and more across midfield, and Troutman finally brought down at the 45 of Los Angeles. And the Broncos will take their first time out to stop the clock right there at 1:22. Elijah Molden on the tackle there. Carolina forced to punt from their own 9-yard line as they continue to struggle offensively against the Falcons. First and 10 Broncos off tackle, and Javonte Williams, right side. 5 on the white die, beats the nose, and that's good for 6. 2nd and 4 at the 39-yard line. Clock continues to run, now down to 1 minute left in the first half. Denver kicker Will Lutz with range all the way out to the 38 at a 2-8. Back to pass. Nix looks deep. Couple minute zone and incomplete. There is a penalty, however, and the Broncos were flagged offensively for holding. So it's still 2nd down. 2nd and 14 now at the LA 45. Once again, 3 wide receivers split out. Back to pass. Bo Nix caught the defense looking run short. That's caught and out of bounds with a 10-yard completion. That would stop the clock. There is a penalty against the defense, but it's only a 5-yard penalty. So Broncos going to choose between 3rd and 4 or 2nd and 9, and they will take the catch and make it 3rd and 4. So big 3rd down coming up here, 3rd and 4 for the Broncos. They'll put 3 wide receivers and 2 running backs on the field. Broncos are 3 and 6 on 3rd down so far in this game. So are the Chargers, for that matter. 3-4 defense here from Los Angeles. Back to pass. Looking short. Going to Devon Vele. Receiver is the result. Vele cannot bring it in. Incomplete. 37 seconds left. 4th and 4 at the 39-yard line. Field goal range goes out to the 38, so you could go for the 2-8 if you can get the +1 variable. Or you can go for it. You can't get this field goal without a variable boost, but you only need a variable of 1. And if you get it, it's 2-8. I thought you'd take that or you'd go for it, but the Broncos appear to be punting. I'm very surprised by that. I would think you'd at least go for it. There's a punt. And that's going to go right into the end zone. He didn't even bother to coffin corner it, so Chargers will take over at their own 20. 30 seconds to go before halftime. I assume, despite 3 timeouts with just 30 seconds left, they'll be a little cautious. Broncos still up at home, 14-9. 3 wide receivers on the field here for Los Angeles. He's got J.K. Dobbins. He's a breakaway back. Maybe you go for a snake eyes on his card. Broncos just have so much blitz pressure. Back to pass, though, looking deep. Avoids the rush. And going to Josh Palmer, and he's got him. Josh Palmer with the catch. And he's up the sideline, inside the 30, inside the 20, and finally brought down at the 3-yard line. 77-yard completion. Justin Herbert to Josh Palmer. And a late tackle there. Devin Key finally got him, but it's 1st and goal at the 3. Chargers take their first timeout. Wow. QB sneak. Herbert and nowhere. Can't get there. Nothing doing. It's 2nd and goal at the 3, and the Chargers will take their 2nd timeout. 15 seconds left before halftime. What a turn of events. Second and goal at the 3. So that was from the 39, 2-8 field goal. So if you miss the field goal, yeah, they do get to start at the 46. Boy, tough call there. 2nd and goal at the 3. Full house set here for the Chargers. Safety Key up close showing blitz for the Broncos out of a 3-4. I might expect a pass here. Crosses him up. Defense guesses pass. It's run. End run. Dobbins goes to the defensive card, and he's in. Touchdown as Dobbins beats the linebacker with a 5 on the white die. And the Chargers move in front 15-14 with 1 second to go before half. Cameron Dicker is coming on for the extra point, and it is no good as he shanks it. And I think Cameron Dicker has shanked 2 of those now. 15-14, the score remains. Yes, Cameron Dicker is 0 for 2 on extra points. So the Chargers should have a 3-point lead at half, but instead they're up 15-14 in Denver on a very strange turn of events in the final 30 seconds of the first half. I'm sure that'll be revisited. Chargers have outgained the Broncos 223-212 at halftime. Chargers have lost a couple of fumbles. Broncos do have a turnover, a Bo Nix interception. So that one's about ready to go to the second half. Now in Vegas, the Raiders staring at a 4th and goal at the 1. If they can get in here, it would cut it to a 10-point lead. 4th and goal. Defense guesses run. Short pass. Tight end. Brock Bowers got it. Touchdown. Raiders are back in it. The extra point, Daniel Carlson, is no good as he shanks it left. These place kickers are an enigma tonight. So the score remains Steelers 30 and Vegas 19. It's an 11-point lead. 11:06 to go in the third quarter on that one. Steelers have outgained the Raiders 245-194. They're winding down in Carolina. Panthers did get a touchdown. They're down 24-13, so they're down by 11. Panthers touchdown was a... No, did they get field goals? Why am I not seeing their touchdown? It's not showing their touchdown on the box score. But it does say 24-13, so we know what happened. There's a punt, and the Panthers will see that go out of bounds at their own 6-yard line. So the Panthers, just 6 seconds beyond the 2-minute warning, 2:06 remaining in the game. They're down by 11. They have 2 timeouts left. There's a quick slant, empty zone. That goes to Tavion Sanders, and that's going to be caught. Good for 9 yards. Second down and 1 as we reach the 2-minute warning in Carolina. Panthers trail at home to division rival Falcons 24-13. Coach Zach Kaplan and the Falcons looking to get their first win. Back to pass, looking deep, and going to be forced to scramble with it. And Bryce Young's good for 8 yards and a first down. Does not get out of bounds, so the clock will keep going. Out of the shotgun, Bryce Young back to pass, looking deep. Going to Adam Thielen, but a penalty, and they're going to be flagged. Dead ball foul, back them up 5 yards. Panthers now 1st and 15 at their 18. Most signs point to a win here by the Falcons. They're up by 11. Just over a minute remains. Panthers have outgained them 314-306. But the Panthers do have the game's only turnover. An intentional grounding penalty on Bryce Young, going from bad to worse. 2nd and 24. Here's a run up the middle, and there's a nice run. Good space up near a first down. Again, a 21 on that one for Chuba Hubbard. On Snake Eyes. Chuba Hubbard is hurt on the play. That would be a devastating injury if he's out for a while, but he will be available next week. There's a deep pass to Thielen, no good, incomplete. And it's 4th down for the Panthers. They're at their own 30, 4th and 3. 2 tight ends, back to pass again. Bryce Young looking deep. And Bryce Young is forced to dump it off in the flat to Miles Sanders. And that pass goes to receiver result, and Sanders has the catch. And, just enough. 3 yards. That gets the first down. So 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line now for Carolina. A long way to go. And just 60 seconds remains. Let's at least peek in on our other games here. Las Vegas has the ball again out near midfield. They still trail by 11, and it's still fairly early in the 3rd quarter. There's a screen to Alexander Madison and a yak opportunity for him. And he's going to lose yardage. -3, 2nd and 13. Checking in Denver, it's still 15-14. Chargers on top. Chargers on offense have the ball at their own 43. Flat pass goes to Lad McConkey, and McConkey's got a catch and an 8-yard gain. And that'll get the Chargers across midfield, 2nd and 2 at the Denver 49. Let's get back and finish the final 30 seconds here. Panthers and Falcons. Inside run, Miles Sanders, and he's got good space. He's up ahead for 16 yards about, and he fumbles it. It's loose. It's on the ground. Let's see who gets it. And the Falcons have recovered. And that should do it. Kirk Cousins is going to take a knee here. Carolina's out of timeouts, and your final score in Carolina. Falcons get their first win of the season. Congratulations to Coach Zach Kaplan as he beats Jess Geller's Panthers tonight in Carolina, 24-13. Let's go check in on the Raiders. They were driving a little bit ago. Looks like that drive ended, and the Steelers now have the ball. So the Steelers on the road in Vegas, they're up 30-19, still 11-point lead, 7:12 left, 3rd quarter. 1st and 10. Flat pass, that's good for 4 yards. Najee Harris, he's been busy out of the backfield today. Second and 6, Steelers right at the midfield stripe now. Back to pass, Fields, here's a quick hitch. This goes over the middle to George Pickens. And that's going to be a 5-yard completion. And by the way, of note, I just noticed it's Russ Wilson in the game. Might have played a half each. Let's take a look. Yeah, Justin Fields, 11-16, 104 yards, 2 touchdowns. Only played, probably looks like the first half. Russell Wilson, 4 of 6 now. So it looks like Russell Wilson has come out of here. Just quarterback the second half for the Steelers. Third down and 1. Russell Wilson on a sneak into a short yardage D, and he's good. Nice push from that offensive line, and he falls forward for 5 yards. Steelers 1st and 10 at the Vegas 40. Russ Wilson carded for 336 attempts. Justin Fields just 161. So Russell Wilson is the primary quarterback here. 5-yard flat pass, and the Steelers have 2nd and 5 at the Vegas 35. Here's a screen right side. This goes to Najee Harris. He's got a catch, and he's got good space. Najee Harris, big gain inside the 5-yard line and down to the 3. 32 yards. Najee Harris on boxcars on his card. Flat pass wrong. And the Steelers on the doorstep again. 1st and goal at the Raiders' 3-yard line. And they'll split out 4 wide receivers here. Russell Wilson out of the shotgun. 4-2-5 here from Paul Conte's Raiders. Got to wonder if this is all a ruse for an inside handoff to Najee. And indeed it is. Inside handoff, Najee Harris, and he gets 2 yards. Not quite enough. That went to the defensive card, and the right guard couldn't spring the block. So a little work left to do. 2nd and goal at the 1. 3 wide receivers now and 1 halfback. Wilson out of the shotgun again. 4-2-5 from the Steelers. I wouldn't be surprised if he'd be running it again, even though the 1 on the white die would go to the right column. Inside run, Najee Harris, and touchdown! Najee Harris into the end zone for the Steelers. Extra point from Chris Boswell is good. That hasn't been a sure thing on tonight's broadcast, but he got it. And at the 3:18 mark of the 3rd quarter, the Steelers open up an 18-point lead again on Vegas. It's 37-19. We'll close down the Atlanta-Carolina game here. At least I think we just did. Nope, we did not. Let's do it this way then. All right, we are back in Denver. 8:42 to go, 3rd quarter. Chargers still up on top by a point, 15-14. Bo Nix under center. He's got 3 wide receivers split out. Sutton and Humphrey to the left. Devon Vele to the right. Safety shows blitz out of the nickel for the Chargers. Back to pass. Looking short, and it's caught. Vele's got it, and a 1st down. Denver now out to their 44-yard line. We mentioned earlier, Chargers are 1-3, Broncos are 4-1. Definitely an important win here for the Chargers to get. Back to pass, looking short, right back to Vele, and this one's no good, incomplete. Vele couldn't take advantage of the wrong column on his receiver card. So 2nd down and 10. Three wide receivers split out for the Broncos. Back to pass again, Nix, and this time the pressure gets to him. He is brought down on the play. Joey Bosa. A loss of 6 and a clutch sack. And the Broncos now face a 3rd and 16 from their own 38. Four wide receivers now split out. Full spread formation here for Coach David Kukofka. Back to pass. Nix looking deep. Forced to dump it off. Receiver was doubled. That's probably good. We're in the flat now to little Jordan Humphrey. He's got the catch, but just a 4-yard gain. And it's 4th and 12 for the Broncos from their own 42, and they're going to have to punt. Riley Dixon out. Not his best punt. Just 36 yards. Fielded at the 22. 6-yard return from there from Darius Davis. And with just about 6.5 minutes to go here in the third quarter, Chargers with a 1-point lead take over at their own 28. Chargers with a first down screen pass, but sack. He couldn't get it off. Zach Allen came in and got to him, loss of 8. Boy, he was just looking in the flat, but Zach Allen just beat the end on that side, or I should say the tackle on that side, Joe Alt, so quickly. So now it's the Chargers offense that's going to have to work around a sack. They'll split out 3 wide receivers. They do have Dobbins back there with 2 running backs. Coach Kukofka keeps their defense in the nickel. It's an off-tackle run and a gain of 5. J.K. Dobbins beat the nose tackle with a 5 on the white die. 3rd down and 13 now. Chargers have some receivers with the average to convert this. In fact, all three of their 4 receivers on the field typically average better than 13 yards a catch. So good chance that they can convert here if they can get a completion. Three wide receivers do split out. They do all average better than 13. 3-2-6 dime. Safety showing blitz here for the Broncos. And on 3rd and 13, it's a draw off tackle to Vidal, and he's going to get just a couple. 2 yards, and the Chargers will settle for a punt from their own 27. J.K. Scott, and he doesn't get the best of it. 41-yard punt, going to be fielded at the 32-yard line. Fair catch right there by Marvin Mims, and the Broncos will take over there. Still down by a point at home, 4:30 to go, third quarter. Steelers with the ball in the fourth quarter. On the road in Vegas, they're still up by 18 points. We'll keep an eye on that one, but the better game right now is in the AFC West. Here's a quick slant. Adam Troutman, and he's got the catch, but quickly brought down. Just a 2-yard gain on that one. On 2nd and 8, Bo Nix has 3 wide receivers out there. Javonte Williams, the only tailback. Gilman showing blitz for the Chargers. Back to pass. Nix looking deep, forced to run. Scrambles with it around the left side. Good space. First down and more. Across the 50, inside the 45, and brought down at the 43-yard line of Los Angeles. 23-yard must run for Bo Nix. And it's a first down in Los Angeles territory now at the 43. 32 yards rushing in this game for Nix. Here's a pitch out. Goes to Jaleel McLaughlin, and just a 3-yard gain there. Khalil Mack brought him down. Second and 7 now at the Las Vegas 40. Sorry, at the Los Angeles 40. Third time's the charm. 3 wide receivers split out for Nix here. And an inside handoff. Off tackle goes to Williams. He's got just 2 yards, but a penalty is against the defense. Chargers were in the neutral zone. And that'll make it 2nd and 2 at the Los Angeles 35. 6th penalty of the game on Los Angeles. Still 3 wide receivers on the field for the Broncos. Back to pass. Nix Here's a quick out left side. This goes right back to Adam Troutman, and he's got the catch. Good for 6. There's a penalty, and it's on the tackle. Personal foul. Penalty number 7 on the Chargers, and that marches the Broncos into the red zone. 1st and 10 at the Chargers' 14-yard line. Two tight end set now for the Broncos. Kroll and Troutman are the bookends. First down run off tackle left side. Good yardage. Inside the 10 and brought down at the 7. That was good for 7 yards. 2nd and 3, Broncos at the 7-yard line. Two tight ends set again. I would expect we might get another run here. Back to pass instead. Looking short. Cortland Sutton's got it. Touchdown, Broncos. Bo Nix hits Cortland Sutton. 2nd touchdown pass of the day for Nix. To make it 20-15, that's a 5-point lead. They're going to go for 2 and try to go up on the Chargers by a full 7. So 20-15, here comes the 2-point conversion. Broncos and David Kukofka come out in a full house set. Nickel blitz shown here from the Chargers. Defense looks pass and run. Bo Nix around the edge, and he got there. Touchdown. Or I should say conversion. 2-point conversion. It's now a 7-point lead in this game. 22-15. Denver is up on Los Angeles. 1:12 to go, 3rd quarter. Chargers will take over at their own 30. Back in Vegas, still 10.5 minutes remaining. Steelers still up by 18 points. We have an injury on the play. J.K. Dobbins went down on that one. And he is out for the remainder of the game. It's a tough injury, I believe. More on that in a second. Gus Edwards, the tailback. We'll take a look. I think Gus Edwards, though, is pretty good now that I think about it. I think he had quite a few carries and can muster a load a little bit. Carded at 101 carries, 3.6, long of 43. So he's got some opportunities, but he is certainly nothing like J.K. Dobbins. So big injury in this one. Oh, and the Chargers, Justin Herbert was just called for intentional grounding. And that makes it 3rd and 22, way back at the 18-yard line. Chargers now trailing in the game and in danger of having to punt it right back. Final minute of the 3rd quarter here in Denver. Broncos scored a moment ago, and a 2-point conversion went up by 7. Chargers, 3 wide receivers on the field. They do have a fullback, Matlock, in the backfield. He's got a pass block rating of 7. That should help with those star blitzers back there. Jonathan Cooper and Nick Bonito. Bonito is the 12-star 7. Here's a quick slant. Empty zone on 3rd and 22. Goes to the defensive card, and it's good for 7 yards. Will Dissly on his card. Just missed the plus 23 and a first down on that defensive card. 4th and 15, and the Chargers are going to have to punt from their own 25. It's a 50-yard boot by J.K. Scott, taken at the 25-yard line by Marvin Mims. Short return out to the 32, and the Broncos will begin right there. As we are now into the 4th quarter here in Denver. Broncos are up on the Chargers at home, 22-15. Broncos are 4-1, trying to move ahead in the AFC West with a 5-1 mark. Two tight end set here. First down flat pass. This goes to Adam Troutman. Busy night for him. Troutman with a receiver opportunity. He's got the catch. Good yards, up for 7. Troutman, the tight end, has a B-rated yak. That is kind of a rarity in the receiving corps for the Broncos. So that's why he's getting a lot of that. 2nd and 3. Back to pass. Looking deep. Going to Cortland Sutton. He's doubled. Forced to dump it off instead. Now in the flat. Tailback. Javonte Williams. Receiver opportunity, and Williams cannot bring it in on his card. And that makes it 3rd and 3 for the Broncos. They're at their own 39. Standard blocking back set now. Gilman, the safety, up close, showing blitz out of a 3-4. Bo Nix taking his time with the play call here. Back to pass. Looks short, and that is going to be incomplete. Had him doubled, close to intercepted on the defensive card. It's 4th down and 3. Denver from their own 39, and they're going to have to punt. Riley Dixon comes out to punt it back to the Chargers. And a good boot. 56 yards. That carries all the way back to the 5-yard line. And a fair catch right there by Darius Davis. Or actually, he called for the fair catch, but they get the ball at the 20. So I'm a little confused by that. Sometimes the eyes play trick on you as the viewer and not the game player. And I think that's what happened, or otherwise I might be seeing the coaches saying, hey, what the heck just happened? We don't. So it must have been a roll into the end zone. So the Chargers begin at their own 20. They still trail by 7 points, 22-15. Two tight ends out here for Los Angeles. Here's a first down pitch out. Around the edge, Gus Edwards, and he's got space. First down and more, and a gain of 15 on the play. Gus Edwards on the defensive card found the split roll opportunity, and it was a 2 through 10 and 12. So an easy 15-yard pickup. And a first down for the Chargers. New set of downs, back to pass. Herbert looks short, forced to scramble with it around the right side, brought down quickly. It's going to be a sack. Gain of 0. DJ Jones got him down, and it's 2nd and 10. Broncos safety up close, showing blitz out of the 3-4. Chargers in a standard blocking back set. Back to pass. Herbert looking short. Finds his tight end, Disley, and he stretches and gets just enough to move the sticks. That's a 10-yard pickup. 1st and 10, Chargers now at their 45. Justin Herbert, 15 of 25 for 190. Nix, 16 of 28 for 194. Both very similar. Nix does have 2 touchdowns and 1 pick. 1st and 10, back to pass. Herbert again, looking short, right back to his tight end, Disley, and no good that time. As the result fell right between 2 incompletions on Herbert's card at 2nd and 10. Standard blocking back set again by Coach Tangora. Broncos will stay in nickel and have their safety up close, showing blitz out of a 3-3-5. Back to pass. Herbert's looking deep. Gets it off. It's going to Quentin Johnson, and instead he's forced to scramble with it. I apologize. Forced to must run, and he's brought down. No gain. And Herbert fumbles. It's on the ground. Let's see who gets it. And it's recovered by the offense. Bad breaks there, but Chargers fall on it, and they'll get a second chance here. 3rd and 10 at the 45. No running backs in this set. 3 wide receivers and a fullback Matlock in the backfield beside Herbert. Justin's in the shotgun. Deep 3-2-6 dime. Back to pass. Looking deep. This one's going to Quentin Johnson. Other receivers were doubled. That's an empty zone deep. Good call there. Herbert goes to his own card and no good. Incomplete. Couldn't get it. And it's 4th and 10. Boy, took a chance deep into a 3-2-6, but caught both safeties coming up close to double somebody else. Couldn't convert, though, and they have to punt from their own 45. That's a 49-yard punt all the way down to the 6-yard line of Denver. Marvin Mims settles underneath it there. And looks like he's got a short return out to the, well, it says 7 yards, but it shows 1st and 10 at the 3. So, again, I'm confused by that post-punt. Nevertheless, 10-12 to go in the 4th quarter. Broncos are up at home, 22-15, and they have the ball backed up against their own goalpost. 1st and 10 at their own 3. Let's check out in Vegas, where the Steelers have added a field goal. And with 4:12 to go in this game, Pittsburgh is up on Vegas, 40-19. The win by Pittsburgh is going to improve them to 4-2. They were already ahead by 1 game in the AFC North. They'll retain that lead after this week. The Raiders will fall to 1-5 and will stay in the AFC Western Division basement. We'll get back out to our close game. Broncos, after a 1-yard run by Javonte Williams, they have a 2nd and 9 at their own 4. Right back to Javonte. Off tackle. Javonte goes to the defensive card, and he's going to get just 5. That'll make it 3rd and 4. Javonte Williams had a shot on the defensive card at a 2 through 7 and 12. 15-yard run, but couldn't get it. So 3rd and 4. Broncos from their own 9. 9 minutes remains in this game in Denver. Three wide receivers split out here. Oh, Nick's back to pass. It's a little button hook on 3rd and 4. It's going to his tailback, Javonte Williams. Goes to the defensive card, receiver opportunity. Javonte's got the catch. And just enough for the 1st down. Gain of 4 on the play. And it's 1st and 10. Broncos now at their own 13. Fourth catch of the game for Javonte Williams. And a new set of downs. Williams out. Jaleel McLaughlin now your tailback. Still 3 wide receivers on the field. Alohi Gilman, safety up close, showing blitz for the Chargers. There's a 1st down pitch out. Linebacker in zone. And it goes to the offensive card, though, and that's good. Jaleel McLaughlin beats that linebacker, and he's up the sideline. Good run out across the 30 to the 31. Gain of 18 for Jaleel McLaughlin. Had a linebacker in zone, but boy, if you get on his wrong column, 7, 8, and 9 are all short gains in a row. Got one there. Broncos out to their 31. And how about another short gain to Jaleel McLaughlin? 14 yards this time. And that puts Denver out to the 45. Back to pass, looking deep and doubled by the safety and no good, incomplete. Good call there by Coach Tangora. He was all over Cortland Sutton on that one, and it's 2nd and 10. We're now halfway through the fourth quarter, 7.5 to go. In this game in Mile High, Broncos up on the Chargers, 22-15. Broncos with the ball, 2nd and 10, off tackle. McLaughlin, and he's going to lose a yard. There's a penalty, however. It's against the Broncos, holding. So back them up. It's 2nd and 20, Denver. Now from their own 35-yard line. Three wide receivers, two running backs. It's still Jaleel McLaughlin. Chargers gets run. It's a pass. Screen goes to McLaughlin, and no good, incomplete. Good call there offensively by Coach Kukofka. Caught him looking run on 2nd and 20. And got the flat to a dangerous receiver, but he couldn't convert on the defensive card. So 3rd and 20 now for the Broncos. Broncos with three wide receivers out there for this play. Nickel defense here from the Chargers. Here's an off-tackle run. Javonte Williams, and he's brought down immediately. Nothing doing, no gain. 4th down at their own 35, and the Broncos will punt it away. Gets rid of it. That's a 47-yard punt. It'll carry inside the 20 and returned out to the 24 there by Darius Davis. Clock winds down to 6 minutes remaining. Chargers with the ball, 1st and 10 at their own 24. They haven't scored in the second half, and they're down by 7. Still 40-19 in Las Vegas at the 2-minute warning. Back to pass. Herbert looking deep, going to Ladd McConkey, and he's got him. Inside the 40, inside the 30, 20, 10, 5. Touchdown Chargers. It's another deep ball dream from Herbert, this time to Ladd McConkey. Cameron Dicker on for the extra point, and he gets this one. First one he's hit all day. There is a penalty. It'll be assessed on the kickoff. But the Chargers have just tied this game up on one play, 22-22. Ladd McConkey. He and Josh Palmer on their long gains have rolled double sixes and a 3 for a plus 77. And the touchdown we just saw that actually went 75 yards. There's an 8-yard run on 1st down for Javonte Williams, and it's 2nd and 2 for the Broncos at their own 38. So we're coming down to the wire here in Denver, tied at 22. Justin Herbert hit that long gain again. Here's an off tackle, Jaleel McLaughlin, and McLaughlin again gets into the secondary across midfield. Pick up a 16 on the play. McLaughlin now 7 carries, 87 yards for Denver. 1st and 10 at the Chargers' 46-yard line. Clock winds down to 4:30. Both teams all 3 timeouts. First and 10, screen pass. This goes to Javonte Williams, and a yak opportunity for him. And Javonte Williams has got the catch, breaks the tackle. He's got good space up the left sideline, inside the 30, inside the 20, and finally brought down at the 12. Flat pass to Javonte goes for 34 yards. Hit the long gain, could have gone all the way. Broncos 1st and 10 at the 12 now. So just as they did last time they gave up that long pass, the Broncos came right back. Incomplete pass on Bo Nix. It's 2nd and 10. Broncos from the 12, 2 tight end set. Safety shows blitz. Button hook. Javonte Williams out of the backfield. Bo Nix tries to get him. It's picked off. Chargers pick it off. There is a penalty. Oh, and it's offsides against the Chargers. The Broncos will take that. And rather than a turnover on downs, or I should say a turnover on an interception, Chargers ball, it's going to be Broncos keeping the ball. 2nd and 5 at the Chargers 7. Huge play. Blocking back set now for the Broncos. 3-4 blitz shown here. From the Chargers. Here's an end run to Bo Nix around the edge and nothing doing. Brought down right at the line of scrimmage. That was on his end run right column. Should have, could have been much worse. It's 3rd and 5 at the 7. .242 remains in this one. Big 3rd and 5 for the Broncos. 3 wide receivers. 2 running backs. It's Javonte Williams at tailback. Nix under center. He's staring across at a 3-3-5 blitz from Coach Tangora and his Chargers defense. 5 yards for a first down, 7 for a touchdown. Once again, Bo Nix taking his time on this play call. And he's running it. 3rd and 5 off tackle. Javonte Williams, and he's got 5 yards exactly and a first down. 1st and goal at the 2. Full house set here for the Broncos. The key's on the quarterback. It's an inside run. Javonte Williams, touchdown, Broncos. And they're back out on top right at the 2-minute warning. Extra point. Will Lutz is up, and it is right through. And the Broncos have moved ahead of the Chargers 29-22. And after a touchback, the Chargers, with 2 minutes remaining in this game, trailing by 7, will begin from their own 30-yard line. First down run, off tackle draw, Gus Edwards, and that's a good run, 9-yard pickup. Not enough for a first down. Clock's moving. And the Chargers spike it to stop it at 1:45. That'll make it 3rd and 1. So I would assume they'd normally do a hurry up, but being just 1 yard away, they decided to go ahead and spike it here. 3rd and 1, saving that time. Don't know if I'd have made the same decision. I still have 3 timeouts. But I get it. You're thinking it through. Blocking back set here. Here comes a sneak on 3rd and 1, and Justin Herbert is through for a couple, and that'll move the sticks. And the Chargers decide to burn their first time out. Stopping the clock at 1:37. They're 1st and 10 at the 41. Three wide receivers, two running backs here for the Chargers. Here's an off-tackle draw again to Gus Edwards. To the defensive card he goes. And Edwards hits the number he wants. It's a short gain. Penalty on the play, however. And that is a personal foul against the defense. So mark off 15 more. And the Chargers are 1st and 10 at the Denver 31-yard line. Coming down to the wire here in the Mile High City. Chargers have outgained the Broncos 402 to 383. They trail by 7. 90 seconds to go. Base run set for the Chargers. Broncos sitting a 3-3-5 nickel. There's a button hook. Linebacker stayed in the zone. Receiver opportunity, nothing doing there. Gus Edwards out of the backfield. 2nd and 10. That time, Coach Tangora targeted the only flat that had a linebacker home. 2nd down and 10. Three wide receivers again on the field for the Chargers. Herbert back to pass. Looking deep. It's going to Quentin Johnson, and that is no good, incomplete. Herbert went for it all on his own card, missed it that time. 3rd and 10. Field goal will do you no good here. So he's got 2 downs to get these 10 yards. Base run set again, blocking back. Edwards, the tailback. Coach Kukofka's got the Broncos in a 3-3-5. They're showing blitz. Devin Key. Flat pass. Goes to Lab McConkey, receiving opportunity, and he would have had the catch, but there's an offensive penalty. And that backs the Chargers up 5 more yards on that dead ball foul. It's 3rd and 15 now at the Denver 36. Broncos drop back in a deep 3-2-6 dime. Chargers stay in a base run set here. 3rd and 15. They're in a blocking back set. And indeed, they run a draw. Off tackle on 3rd and 15. Gus Edwards on his card. Good yardage, but not enough. Got more than half of it, though. Pickup of 8 before he is tackled on the play by Nick Benito. And it's 4th and 7 Chargers. Let's see what they do about the clock here. They run up to the line of scrimmage. It's a hurry-up offense. Chargers, 4th and 7 at the Denver 28. It all comes down to this play right here for the Chargers. Base run set again, blocking back. Matlock in front of Edwards. The quarterback, Herbert, is under center. Lad McConkey to his right, Quentin Johnson to his left. Broncos sitting a 3-2-6 on 4th and 7. They'll give the run. Off tackle draw. He's going to try to run for this. There's no linebackers there. Goes to his own card and only 3 yards, and the Broncos take over. So I'm not sure if it was fear of the blitz, but he decided not to pass into it on 4th and 7. Tried to run for the 1st down and turns it over on downs. Broncos take over. 1st and 10 at their own 25. Chargers still have 2 timeouts, but that's not going to be enough. I would think the Broncos are just going to take a knee here. Indeed, they do. And the Chargers burn their first time out. Here comes another snap. And Bo Nix takes a knee again. Chargers call the last time out. Just 30 seconds remaining in this one. And Bo Nix is going to take one more knee, and we'll be done. That's going to do it. Your final score here in Denver. The Broncos win at home. They beat the Chargers 29-22. Broncos were outgained 413 to 380. But Los Angeles fumbled it 4 times and lost 3. And so that'll push the Broncos into first place in the AFC West with a 5-1 record, ahead of the Chiefs, who are at 4-1 and on a bye week. The Chargers fall to 1-4 now, with losses to both the Chiefs and the Broncos. So a bad start for them. We do welcome Anthony Tangora to the broadcast. Mr. Tangora, how are we doing tonight, buddy? Let me put on a hat to cover my terrible hat hair. Good gracious. Tell me how it went tonight, Anthony.
Well, it was anybody's ball game there at the end. Could have gone either way. Glad to hang in there with him. It was, some unusual things both ways. I think he had a long pass called back with the penalty or something. He had a touchdown, though, where I had a man in zone, and it went to 0 man, and we both don't know why. I usually know these things.
Long gain I remember that 0 man play, and I remember kind of wondering and figuring you probably knew.
Yeah, I didn't know. We were talking about it. Like neither of us could figure it out. 3-3-5 versus a base offense, and so I had an extra safety. I blitzed the one, put the other one back.
You blitzed the wrong safety?
No, it doesn't let you blitz the wrong one, but maybe there's a rule there.
Neither of those guys would have been in man coverage, right?
Right. Moreover, it said D guys in zone 1 in the scroll. Yeah, they went to the 0 man card, so that cost 7 points. Then Dicker. If you looked at Dicker's season statistics, I mean, he's the main reason why Chargers have the record that they have. He's second best kicker in the league, I think, third best, somewhere in there. And let's see.
He's been missing kicks for you, though.
So far this year, he's 2 for 6 on field goals, with only one miss from 50 plus, and he misses just routinely. He just misses all the time. 2 through 10s, he just misses. He just does all the time. And then he missed 2 more 2 through 10s today, I think. Right.
On top of that, on the extra point, for sure. You definitely have some bad kicker luck. PK's not treating you well so far this season, Anthony.
Yeah, it's what's weird about it is that he's 2 through 10 everywhere, and he's still missing them. It's like when you're used to playing, older sets, which I am, you have some dreadful kickers, so you're kind of used to missing field goals,
but not on a 2 through 10.
No, like they're in the 40s, they're like 2 through 6 and stuff, like that. So you kind of have to really close your eyes and sort of hope for the best.
Let me ask you, because I'm curious, on that final play, 4th and 7, tell me about the thinking of running Gus Edwards.
Well, look at his defensive card. He's got +7 straight up. That would be +17. Then he has a short gain. That could get me in the end zone. Then you have all of Gus Edwards +7s. So that was versus the likelihood of a double team or blitzing. I mean, there was just a host of ways, not just to make it, but to get big yards. So I don't know if you can bring up Denver's defensive card, but look at his off tackle 0. You've got 7 or 8 pretty much brings you to the brink of the goal line. So
you'll hit some short gains on 7 and 8, and 4 is a good split roll too.
But there's a lot of misses too, But Slater would have made the block on 10. 11's hit or miss. And then Gus has a nice card. With no linebackers behind there was no contain. So, he just hit a bad number. I mean, if you look at the percentages versus a short pass, it's pretty close. It's pretty close. But what I liked about it was the upside of, getting closer to the goal line versus a 10-yard gain, right? So probably the same percentage roughly when you add it all up because of his pass rush and the ability to double team to make it. But I like the average gain better on the run there.
Yeah.
And that's why I went hurry up. I wanted to keep him in dime. I'm surprised he didn't call timeout.
Another one that's what surprised me was just before halftime. As I recall, I believe he had like a 4th and 4 at your 39. And from right there, a 38, the field goal range goes out to a 38. So he's going to need a +1 variable to even have a shot at the field goal. But if he gets that +1 variable, it is a 2 through 8. I would have thought that either that field goal play for 3 points, because he was up at that point by how much at half?
He was up by 6 or something, or 5 at that point, something like that. And then, Herbert has the best long pass in the set. So
either that or I thought he might go for it on 4th and 4.
Yeah.
And he ended up punting it to you, which surprised me. And then you only had 30 seconds left. And I just didn't think didn't expect you to get to the end zone, and Herbert goes 77 right away. Heck of a play there.
And thankful to punch it in. But what did it? I think there was 2 fumbles by Edwards in the game, both lost, and he's a min fumbler. That cost me
a bigger fumbler than Dobbins is.
He's a minimum fumbler, minimum. Okay. And he fumbled twice. Is that right? He fumbled twice. I think he fumbled twice.
You fumbled 3 times overall, so I think that's right.
Yeah, fumbled a lot. And did I lose all of them? No, 2 of them, right?
You lost 3 out of 4, if I remember.
No, I lost 3 out of 4. Oh boy, yeah.
So you lose 3 out of 4 fumbles. You missed 2 extra points.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I got a good interception and a low interception chance on Nix, and I had which was a bad break for David, and but I wasn't able to return it. It was a pure flat pass. I had a touchdown. I needed 9. Could have used that, but it was good to stay in it. I thought move the ball well. I thought the defensive calls were good. Look, on the first possession, Chargers were tough to get off the field. First possession, get off the field is either 3 and out or 6 and out, off the field, gone. And very first possession of the game, my punt returner fumbles it inside the 10. Touchdown. So you're feeling touchdown Broncos. So you're feeling good because the Chargers
are right away.
Yeah, you're feeling good because you get them off the field on the opening kickoff and you fumble the punt and you spot them 7 points. Tough to spot them 7 points in that game. And really, the interception at the end, right? At the end was called back. That was a pretty big callback.
Oh,
could have used that. Could have used that interception. There was a lot of things both ways as usual. The dice give and take, as they always do.
Yeah, you got to give credit to David Kukofka. He's got these Broncos out to a 5-1 start. They're now leading our division. Kukofka's out doing really well.
Sure is. Yep. Called a good game. I thought he called some good. He called run a little bit more than usual, which is good. I think one of the fumbles from Edwards was on a
good game. I know.
Oh yeah. One of the fumbles from Edwards was on a draw called run, where he still has min fumbles, but that still makes a difference. That's a credit to David and then using McLaughlin very well. Look, it was one of those things. McLaughlin was just. I called run against McLaughlin twice. I think he ran it how many times? He ran it 7. So he literally had 7 runs, 5 guessed wrong, 2 guessed right. On the 2 guessed right occasions, it both went to the defensive card. On the 5 guessed wrong occasions, it went all to the offensive card. And he got, I believe, 5 short gains on his 5 guessed wrong runs. So he was just boom hitting them, and it's a dangerous team, and you're going to have to
You're going to
Just the
have
way it's
to
going to fall.
outguess him a little bit when he's got running backs that can do what that one can do. That's for sure.
Or some cooperation from the white guy, because the would be nice. I mean, the end run for the Chargers isn't so bad.
Yeah, you're actually quite right. I find that when I have success against a running back like that, it's a lot more about the wide guy than it is me calling correctly. So I think
he could have abused me with Javonte Williams a lot more if he felt like it. I kind of got lucky there to avoid that fate. But the Dobbins injury was really tough too.
Yeah, that's
I was
tough
able to skirt around it, but you need that home run threat there.
His breakaway makes it more likely you're going to see run calls.
Yeah.
And so that hurts you. Well, you're 1-4 now. But your upcoming schedule reads Cardinals, Saints, and Browns. So
we'll see.
Come back from 1-4. I think it's you, and we've got to see what you can put together as we move forward here.
We'll see. Yeah, let's see. Cardinals, Saints played you real tough. I saw there.
Saints are out to a 4-1 start. I can speak personally to that.
Yeah, long way to go. I've been facing a lot of good coaches who coached really, really well. We talked about Jess's great coaching. Did Carolina win tonight?
Carolina got beat tonight.
Okay.
Falcons beat them, I think, like 24-13, I believe.
And then
they
Pittsburgh
got up on them and just kind of leaned on them. And then Pittsburgh beat the Raiders pretty bad, 40-19. So Pittsburgh improves to 4-2 and leads that division by a game and a half on the 2-3 Bengals. So,
well, we'll see if we can turn it around. Who knows?
All right. Well, we've got more games tomorrow night. Maybe I'll broadcast. Maybe not. We'll see. But I think we're done here for tonight, and we'll be looking forward to seeing more action as we move forward.
Thanks for broadcasting it, Tim. Appreciate it.
As always, buddy. Good to talk to you, and we'll talk to you again soon, okay?
So long. Thank you.
All right, guys. That's going to do it. 3 finals tonight. The Falcons get their first win. Congratulations to Zach Kaplan as his Falcons beat the Carolina Panthers. The Denver Broncos improved to 5-1 with a big division win over the Los Angeles Chargers. We just finished that one. And, of course, as we mentioned, the Pittsburgh Steelers with a convincing 40-19 victory over the Las Vegas Raiders to retain their first place position in the AFC North. That's it for tonight. More action comes tomorrow as the USFFL rolls on.